Hey guys, Tyler from Righteous Gaming here. Thanks for taking time to watch the channel. I really appreciate it. If you haven't already, please subscribe. Our next goal is to hit 1,000 subscribers. So we just got back from London after attending the Flesh and Blood Pro Tour. And man, it was a crazy weekend. There were over 1,500 players there for the event, which for a European event for Flesh and Blood is actually really big. It just goes to show that Flesh and Blood in Europe is growing at a fast pace and it is here to stay. So let's talk about the weekend. At first, it was very busy at the booth. We had a lot of buys, a lot of sales, a lot of trades. For ourselves, for Righteous Gaming, it ranked as our second biggest event that we've done in the past 6 months. We've done about 8 callings now. This is the second biggest event that we've done. There were a lot of cool promos given out, a lot of cool playmats. I wanted to highlight the Sink Below promo. I think that LSS did a great job with this promo. The art just symbolizes England pretty well. And this is actually the first card that my wife has ever told me that she wanted to keep. She wanted me to pick her up a copy, and that's very exciting to me. This is the first time that she's ever said that. And so it made her want to collect a card. And I know that a lot of people really enjoyed the art, really enjoyed playing in the events to get them. And it was just a well done promo. We got the Jaro mats, we got the CNC play mats as well that they were giving out, as well as the sleeves. And so all in all, as far as promotional materials for the event, I think that LSS really knocked it out of the park with this one. I wanted to show off some of the nice pickups I got. I got a few more mark tokens. Mark tokens are pretty cool. I think once you see this card in person, it's stunning. There's a lot of cool foiling on it. Got myself a Levia Redeemed Marvel. We don't see these very often anymore. They're getting really rare and hard to find. Picked up some cold foil Shimmers of Silvers from Judge Packs. Again, just like the Levia card, these are getting more rare and harder to find. As well as Ravenous Rabble promos. I got a few of these for sale now. These are really cool cards, and I think that this is one of the first side event promo cards that Flesh and Blood was doing at their major events, and so a lot of people didn't end up buying these cards, and so there's not a lot of them out there anymore. And every time I get one in, it's really cool, and they sell really fast. And finally, we got to pick up some Judge cards. Got Cold Foil Savage Sash, as well as some other Judge cards as well. And so if you're interested in any of those, just hit me up, let me know, and I'd be willing to sell them to you. And finally, we got some cards for the personal collection. So first, I wanted to show off a couple cards. I've been collecting Ninja Gold Foils recently, and so I ended up buying a couple pieces from my Ninja Gold Foil collection. We got a Mask of the Pouncing Lynx. This is a beautiful card. This is, again, one of my wife's favorite arts in the game, and it's a very playable ninja card, and I've been wanting one for a while, and it was a very nice pickup. I was surprised to see one for sale, and the seller was gracious enough to let me buy it, and so that was a great pickup. And secondly, I ended up buying a sealed gold foil legendary, and there's about 50 different cards that you can get in these packets, and I told the seller, and the seller wanted me to open it, and so I did, and I ended up pulling a gold foil Mask of Momentum. Now, this is probably the best hit that you can get out of the sealed legendary packs. It's one of the prettiest arts in the game, and I've been wanting a cold foil Mask Momentum for a while. I was actually thinking about buying one this weekend. However, I pulled a gold foil one. I'm very excited. It's going right into my Katsu deck. I'm going to be playing with it. I'm going to be loving it. Not for sale, and it's just a grail card for me. And so this will be the new gem, the new prize of my collection. I really appreciate the seller for selling it to me, for congratulating me on opening it, and for just being a great person about it, a great sport about it. And so that's my best pickup from the weekend. I'm very excited about it. I also picked up a couple more random collectible cards. I got a couple Rudy cards that Rudy did for the Alpha Investments 6.9 anniversary kit. I got Knick Knack Flick-a-Flack, and that was done by Jason Chung, one of the Flesh and Blood developers. Then I got a Rudy's Basement card of 101 Rudy's Basement that he signed. It says, "Come on in, I have candy." So I don't know, stuff like this is just pretty cool. It's a nice little history piece of the game, and it's not worth a ton, but it's worth a ton to me. I like collecting these Rudy cards, and so those are pretty cool that I was able to pick up a couple of those. And finally, I got a cold foil starting stake signed by the Joe Sapp himself. Now, if you don't know, Joe Sapp is James White's personal attendant. Some people say he's a bodyguard. Some people say he's his caretaker. But I say Joe Sapp is a wonderful guy, cool guy. I got to know him a bit more this past weekend, and he was gracious enough to give me the signed cold foil of a card that looks like him, and rumor has it may or may not have been inspired by him. So that was pretty cool to grab. Thanks Joe Sapp for the card, and thanks to everyone at the event that came up and said hi, that gave me compliments on my videos. Starting out as a content creator and having no experience doing it, it's very nice to hear that people out there are enjoying my content, that they like what I have to say, and that they keep listening. And so those compliments are taken to heart, and I really appreciate them. And I really appreciate all of you guys for all the business these past few months, all the sales, all the buys, all the trades that we've done, and for allowing me to do what I'm doing. I love bringing cards to players at different events. I love meeting you guys. I love talking with you guys. And it's really been a pleasure, and it's really been a highlight of my life that I'm able to go out and provide cards for the community and interact with the community in this way. So I just wanted to say I really appreciate it, everyone. But now let's talk about the event as a whole. First, I want to talk about the keynote. I've already put out a video on my thoughts lining the keynote, everything about that was on the keynote, line by line specifically. And so now I just wanted to summarize a couple of the things from the keynote that I'm excited for, reemphasize those, and just talk about them. So the event schedule, the highlights: Pro Tour Singapore got their promos announced. Those are very cool promos done by Sam Yang, one of the best artists in my opinion in Flesh and Blood. The promos are very cool. There's a lot of hype and excitement for Singapore. There's a lot of people that I've already talked to that say that they're going to try to take the time and make an emphasis on going to Singapore this year after seeing all of the news and the promos and just hearing about the event. And so that's pretty exciting to me. Singapore, for us Americans, is a little bit harder of a destination to get to. It's pretty much on the other side of the world for us. But it is cool to hear that some people are wanting to be intentional about heading to that event. Auckland is going to be an awesome double calling weekend at a major card show in New Zealand. If you are able to, this is an event that you want to go to. I'm already confirmed and locked in as a vendor for this show, and so I'm very excited to go. I'm very excited to watch people open alpha for one of the last times that is possible at a Flesh and Blood event, and I'm just excited to see what LSS has in store, because anytime you have an event in their hometown, then you know it's going to be special. You know there's going to be some special things that they do. There's going to be some surprises that they're not going to announce till last minute, or may not even announce it until the event. And so I'm very excited to be attending that event and to see everything that LSS has up their sleeve for the players at this tournament. Then they got Montreal coming up, the next world premiere. Canada has been starved for events, and that's not the players' fault. It's more due to the country's regulations regarding events and pricing and giving out cash to people. However, LSS has figured it out, and they're going to be attending Montreal for the next world premiere of the set coming out in September. That's very exciting to me, because I know that the Canadian players have been begging and begging for a large event like this, and LSS told them that they see them and they're excited to bring premier organized play to that community. Talking about another country that has been begging for events, Germany. Germany's getting an event in October. It's another event I plan to go to as well, along with Montreal. Players there are very excited about Flesh and Blood coming to their country, and this was made possible because they redeemed a game of skill according to the German government. And so this is very exciting, because Magic, the Gathering, hasn't even received this distinction yet, and so this is and can be a selling point for Flesh and Blood players and fans and the business for saying, hey, we got accepted into giving cash prizes in Germany because we're a game of skill. However, the other games out there haven't been able to do that yet. And so it's just another reason why I think Flesh and Blood is the best game on the market right now, and why Flesh and Blood only has a positive trajectory to go in the future. And finally, we got the World's location in Philadelphia this year. The location is very convenient for a lot of people, both in the United States and outside the United States, to travel to. I'm pretty excited about this event as well, because I can drive there, but two, because this is the premier event of the year, and there's gonna be a lot of people that are intentional about traveling to this event, and so you don't want to miss this event. If there's only one event you can go to all year, the Worlds is usually it. And so Philadelphia is where we're going in mid-November. Finally, let's talk about the tournament. Now, the tournament, I've heard nothing but great things from people, from players, from fans about the tournament itself. Pablo Pintor won the Pro Tour again. It is clear that he has deemed himself the player to beat in Flesh and Blood. He's at the best of his game right now. He's the first two-time Pro Tour champion. So it is safe to say that Pablo Pintor sits at the top of players right now when it comes to ranking any players. We can say goodbye to Enigma this week during ProQuest season. So the Enigma won the Pro Tour and the Calling. And this just marks a pivotal moment in Flesh and Blood's metagame, because there are two different heroes expected to retire in the next week, both Zen and Enigma, two of the three heroes out of Part the Misfail. And I think that a lot of players are excited to see those heroes go. Now, the people who play those heroes, I think that they might be a little sad about it, but overall, I think it's going to be great for the health of the game. LSS doesn't have to ban any heroes. They don't have to ban any cards in those decks. They can just let them retire and ride off into the sunset. And I know a lot of players are excited to get back into a new meta, a fresh meta, without these two heroes, because they warped the game a lot. And so I think that these heroes retiring is going to be great for the game overall. Coverage was fantastic. Coverage was amazing this weekend, and I was very impressed to see the growth of LSS and their employees. They've recently made some new hires that have allowed them to increase the how well they do their production. I was watching some of the streams and playing them back, and everything from the games themselves to the commentating to the video quality to what they were using to fill the time in between games was all really cool. And I was able to see a lot of old friends that I've made throughout the game over the past 2 or 3 years that have been hired by LSS recently, and I just have full confidence in LSS moving forward. Full confidence in the game, full confidence in the growth of the game. They're here to stay. They're doing things right. They're making the player, the fan experience as best as they can. They truly have put themselves into at the top of the TCGs when it comes to attending tournaments, attending events, and organized play. So it's been really cool to see their growth as a company, as a community over the past few months, and I think that this was all echoed by how well this tournament was run, not just from players at the tournament, but from fans that were able to watch online as well. I think it was a great experience all around for everybody. I wanted to shout out Living Realms, the tournament organizers. Ryan and his team did great. There were no complaints that I heard over the weekend from players playing in different tournaments. The side events all ran well. They handled a calling with 900 players, and so this weekend was just a really good tournament, well run, and it has proved that that Living Realms is able to handle big tournaments like this and become the premier event organizer. And I think this is going to give LSS a lot of flexibility and a lot of confidence to schedule more and more European events in the future. And so hats off to Ryan and his team at Living Realms. They ran a great tournament, and the tournament was just really nice. It was just really nice to be there. They decked out the entire tournament hall with banners, promotional materials, even the lobby areas that were meant for other for other halls as well had Flesh and Blood gear on it. I know the eating tables out in the lobby had like Flesh and Blood stickers on it, like they looked like mark tokens for the tables. You could see Flesh and Blood promo materials throughout the entire exhibit hall, not just inside the hall where the tournaments were, but throughout other halls that other things were having events for. And so it was just really well done with all of the promotional materials, all of the signage, and just well done LSS in that regard. So closing thoughts, Fab is on a whole new level. They have leveled up their game, their production, their tournaments, and it's a great time to be joining Flesh and Blood right now. We got a lot of excitement building up for high seas in the future, and the next set's going to be great. And if you can, please try to make it out to an event this year. If you've been attending events in the past, it just hits different this year. There's a lot of cool things that they're doing that they haven't done in the past, and so please get out to an event this year. Come see me at my booth while you're at it. I plan to be at most of the events this year, and just leave this video knowing that I have confidence in LSS. You should have confidence in LSS moving forward too, and that this game is here to stay. So thanks everyone for watching, and if you've made it this far, I wanted to talk about my Discord real quick. I'm going to be posting an exclusive sales post in my Discord just for people in my Discord. I'm going to be selling some of the promos from this past weekend. I'm going to be giving Discord exclusive pricing. So the first place that you can buy any of the promos that I gathered this weekend will be in my Discord. We'll have discounts for Discord members, and so please look out for that post and let me know if there's anything that I can do for you this week. Thanks.